I'm Michael. I'm in the Beastie Boys.
My name's Ed.
My name's Adam.
Hello, everyone.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Go. We're making music and loving it. Who gets to show up to work every day with their two best friends?
Intergalactic planetary. Beats and boys know to let the beat drop.
What is that?
Mine. Why?
It's just that it's...
Lavender? Yes, it is. It's for men.
But I like the smell of it.
Tomorrow, it's the television event everyone's talking about, The Last Dance. And now tomorrow, see for yourself an exclusive moment from the next episode. What will it reveal? The Last Dance, the exclusive clip. See it tomorrow only on GMA.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back on the course.
That was a body check!
The world's most extreme mini golf competition returns.
We're back!
And it's holier and molier than ever.
Did you just see that? That man knows how to ride a wiener.
Holy Moly 2, the sequel. The Balls Drop, May 21st on ABC.
Everyone is asking, what happens now? Sunday,
we are determined to stay on the air.
Idol makes history. We're coming to you from over 40 locations across America.
This is like Christmas.
With unprecedented performances from the top 20.
We're gonna do this.
Then it's America's biggest elimination when your vote decides who makes it into the top 10.
May America take control.
American Idol, new Sunday on ABC.
We will be escorting some juvenile felons through a Scared Straight program.
Let me guess, you'd rather be on the streets chasing real criminals.
Yep.
Bring him in. He's the monster that they'll be locked up with.
What's that?
There's a riot going on.
We gotta go!
Boys, get behind us.
The Rookie returns Sunday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
My mentality was to go out and win at any cost.
Last Dance. What?
Restaurants have always been there for you. A place to celebrate, to take a first date, to grab a meal between soccer practice and piano. And even though tables are empty at the moment, the kitchens are full, prepping everything so it's just right, keeping customers safe, and making the food as delicious as ever. They're still there for you. Now you can be there for them. While the doors may be closed, the kitchens are open for delivery.
Everyone's doing what they can to get through these times, and so are we. Mercedes-Benz is making vehicle maintenance and buying needs as safe and seamless as possible. Many dealers offer options such as pickup delivery and at-home service, online shopping, and home delivery, as well as special finance arrangements. Because we understand buying and servicing your vehicle shouldn't be a challenge in these already challenging times. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
If you're over mac and cheese and PB&Js, have we got good news for you? Right now, get Pizza Hut's best delivery deal. Large pizzas with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Available for carryout or contactless delivery at pizzahut.com.
Arnold Schwarzenegger checks in.
Game on.
Jimmy Kimmel Live from his house. New tonight on ABC.
This was all, Russ, that was like April 18th. all the previous football commercials on ABC during the draft. No, not 18th. What's Thursday night? No, what is this? 25th, 23rd April, ABC NFL during the Thursday night NFL draft. Thank you very much.
Sleep Number. This is not a bet. It's proven quality sleep from $9.99.
There were times when the front line put you next for the slide. A mask was just for play. And 6 feet was an impossible length to grow. Thank you to all the first responders and healthcare workers. We are proud to be a part of your lives and see what you grew into. And through May 5th, we'll be proudly feeding you thank you meals for free. It's our honor to serve you.
Since 1926, Nationwide has been on your side.
We've been there in person during trying times.
Today, being on your...
That if you can help, you will visit NFL.com/relief to help those who are in need during this coronavirus pandemic, part of the NFL Draft-a-thon. Receivers. The Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. They have 2 of the next 4 picks. Here's Tom Pache's best available. Will they go in that direction?
Feed a healthy lifestyle with pure protein.
High protein.
We're back!
ABC this summer, it's the return of Holy Moly.
No, Rob, 2, the sequel.
And it's holier.
We're back!
ABC this summer, it's the return of Holy Moly.
No, Rob, 2, the sequel.
And it's holier and molier than ever.
Oh, that's gotta stink!
Come and get it!
Bigger holes.
Holy moly!
Bigger hits.
What a failed strategy.
Bigger glory.
Oh, we go again!
Holy Moly 2, the sequel. Premieres Thursday, May 21st on ABC.
This month, we're changing taco.
Roots, sand, silter grease. Whatever's clogging
The drive-thru.
Roots, sand, silter grease. Whatever's clogging your drainage system, Roto-Rooter of Sioux Falls has the equipment and expertise to get your lines flowing. No obstruction is too big or too small for Roto-Rooter. Residential, commercial, agricultural, even municipality. We solve drainage problems year-round. We'll be here for you. So give us a call anytime, day or night.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
This month, we're changing.
On Saturday, you can always watch it on ESPN Deportes, ESPN app, or listen to it on ESPN radio from anywhere. Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. Vikings have the 22nd overall pick and the 25th pick, assuming that they don't make deals. They have lost Stefan Diggs or have moved him on to Buffalo. As you see Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman, the general manager of Minnesota, to see what direction the Vikings might
They got
go.
a lot of holes, Reese. They've had mass defections in the secondary on defense, so maybe corner there on defense as well. They lose Everson Griffin at defensive end, a longtime great Minnesota Viking. And then you just mentioned Stefan Diggs going to Buffalo. That leaves Adam Thielen. So Kirk Cousins needs another weapon as well. We keep seeing now, we're seeing more receivers now dropping off the board. As Kirk just mentioned a moment ago, there's still a lot of really big names out there. Wouldn't shock me to see the Vikings go receiver with either 22 or 25.
Last year in the first round of the NFL draft, only 2 wide receivers were taken in the first round. It took a while to get the wide receivers started, the first going 12th overall, but now they're chanting Skulls, all the commissioners involved, Minnesota's picks in.
Let's go. Come on, let's go, Viking fans. With the 22nd pick in the 2020 draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU.
Justin Jefferson is the third Bayou Bengal taken tonight. Second in the last 3 picks, and finally he goes. Boy, he comes from a great football family, LSU family, and he was a no-star recruit, Kurt, coming out of high school, who developed into a star receiver and first-round pick.
Much like his quarterback, who went #1 overall, Joe Burrow, this dude plays with a chip on his shoulder. Reminds me of a kid that grew up playing a lot of backyard football with those brothers, being the youngest one trying to prove himself. Natural ball skills. Everything you want to see from a guy. And what I love is they get the ball to him early to kind of set the tone because of the energy that he can provide and the personality that he has. He's dominant in the slot because of that length, David, and the quickness to be able to separate. But like I said, you get the ball downfield, body control, ability to adjust to the ball. This is an outstanding pick here.
Well, this is the college football semifinal. He had a really rough first half. Struggled catching the ball in the air. Only had 4 touchdowns in the first half. But that's the kind of personality you see from him. But he's a big, strong kid. Another thing, too, Kirk, makes contested catches like it's going out of style. He gets thrown a lot of balls that are basically like jump balls. They throw him, he's covered, he's still open. His quarterback believes in him. That's a great quality to have. Obviously, the Vikings on Diggs, they traded him to the Bills. Now they got a guy that can replace him. That's another guy that can make plays.
And David, what I love about Justin Jefferson is that he is an alpha who wants the ball in the biggest games. You go back to 3 touchdown catches against Texas early, 10 catches against the Florida Gators in that big win. You just talked about his performance in the semifinal. And remember, he does a lot of his damage from the slot. So in the National Football League, when you're in the slot, oftentimes you're going up against the third best cornerback on defense. And with his speed, he ran a 4.43 at the combine. I love his ability to make plays deep down the field, and I think Kirk Cousins is going to like that playmaking ability as well.
And so Justin Jefferson, very familiar with that purple, Maria, and he'll be wearing it in Minnesota.
Yeah, he looked good in purple for LSU, Reese. 111 receptions, led the nation. He had 18 touchdowns, and we came to love some of those touchdown celebrations. There was plenty to celebrate if you're an LSU fan. National championship, undefeated season, and this guy, Justin Jefferson, was entertaining the Tigers the whole way.
Dancing, it goes way back, just from when I was younger and just being able to express myself through dancing.
Touchdown! Give that one to Justin Jefferson.
The gritty is definitely one of my favorite dance moves, especially in the end zone. That different style of dance, nobody's seen that before, so having that different personality in there. Hey! During the season, we just had a fun time being able to put up so many points on the board. We have a lot of dancers on the team, so just being able to express ourselves. I'm about to go to White House.
Where's Justin? He's going to be so rich.
I'm definitely going all out with my dance moves in the NFL and just being able to extend those dance moves more than I did in college.
Well, now Justin will be dancing his way into the hearts of all the Vikings fans. Justin, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, have you decided what your new touchdown dance will be in the NFL, because you have some freedom now?
I haven't fully decided yet. You know, I'm still gonna have the gritty in my backpack, so I'm definitely gonna search for more dance moves to do in the end zone.
You know, it's interesting, Justin, because as Reese said earlier, you were a 0-star turned into a first-rounder. How would you describe your journey to this moment?
It's a blessing. You only can thank God for putting me in this situation. And I'm really blessed to be in this situation, just being drafted in the first round to Minnesota. It's a dream come true. I've been dreaming about it since I was a little kid. So finally being in this situation and going through this type of process, it's amazing, and it's a grace from God.
Well, congratulations, Justin. Enjoy this one. Dance the night away. Reese, we go back to you.
Thank you.
Maria, Justin, thank you very much. Justin's got some NFL experience. He finished third in punt, pass, and kick when he was 9 years old. And I have a chance to do some touchdown scoring. On the clock right now, the Los Angeles Chargers, New England, had that pick. But there was a trade, and now the Chargers are going to make this selection. Los Angeles Chargers got their quarterback.
Thanks for sharing your DIY haircuts. Thanks for sharing your savage moves, and especially your awkward ones. Thanks for sharing your cute kids and your adorable pets. Now it's our turn to share with the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for both current and new customers. And because we're committed for the long haul, the credit lasts your full policy term. So thanks again. One good share deserves another.
Muscle milk helps build muscles.
One good share deserves another.
Hello, son.
Dad, not cool.
You know it's not uncool? Old Spice After Hours and jazz.
Dad, I prefer Ultra Smooth. It handles sweat without all that jazz.
You're right, son.
As jobs get cut, we are there. As plates go empty, we are there. As beds disappear, we are there. Thanks to your generosity, we are there with hope, kindness, and without discrimination. Today and always. Please consider giving what you can to help our most vulnerable.
So many people working so hard at this time. We hope that the coverage of the draft tonight has given you some relief. You are able to help those. Visit NFL.com/relief and consider donating if you are able to do so. For hours a day, and that family photo you just showed you, Festus, his dad means business. Now, he had the serious game training face on with Noah, even after celebrating there. The Minnesota Vikings made a pick earlier tonight. They took Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver from LSU. He's probably had a few battles during his career with Noah Igbenogany, and now Rick Spielman and Mike Zimmer, both in nice den settings, have made the pick, the penultimate pick of the first round. Let's see what the Vikings have decided to do.
Get that horn up. With the 31st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jeff Gladney, defensive back, TCU.
Speed and athleticism at the quarterback and defensive back position, that has been at a premium. And Jeff Gladney is a guy who can really run and really played well. And Gary Patterson, the TCU's coach of defense down in Fort Worth, David.
Don't get it twisted. It says 5'10", 190. This dude is tough. He's feisty. He will get up in your kitchen, man. You talk about a corner that plays inside, plays outside, but just competes at a high level. I don't care how big he is. I just love how big his heart is. He'll give you everything he's got. He played with Gary Patterson in one of the most complicated defenses in the country that can do so much. He's just a stud. I just love the way this kid competes.
And David, I love the fact that he's physical, and this guy loves to tackle. He gets his face in the fan on run plays, but you watch all these highlights, if he's not breaking up the pass, he tackles the catch. You don't see a lot of receivers get a lot of yards after they catch the ball with Gladney in coverage. A great job in the back end, really good speed, good hips. 27 passes broken up over the last 2 years. That was the most in college football. So for a Minnesota Vikings defense that loses Trey Waynes and Xavier Rhodes and Mackenzie Alexander, you now bring in a piece like Jeff Gladney out of TCU to help you out in the back end in the secondary.
So one more pick, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock with a 32nd pick of the first round as we await the final pick of this draft as we take a look at our all-state best of the drafts and the best moments from the highlights of day one of the 2020 NFL Draft, Kirk.
Well, it started as we all expected to see Joe Burrow go for the first pick overall. He stays in the state of Ohio where he
suggests he's not serious.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just
very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that.
Check that, he says, while looking to his right where Dr. Deborah Birx and Bill Bryan, the acting Undersecretary of Science and Technology for the Department of Homeland Security, are sitting. He did not say check that to reporters. He did not appear to say check that sarcastically. So keep this in mind as you listen to what the president claimed less than 24 hours later when asked about his suggestion to inject disinfectant into the human body.
Clarify your comments about injections of disinfectant. They're quite...
No, I was asking a question sarcastically to reporters like you just to see what would happen. Now, disinfectant for doing this, maybe on the hands, would work. And I was asking the question of the gentleman who was there yesterday, Bill, because when they say that something will last 3 or 4 hours or 6 hours, but if the sun is out or if they use disinfectant, it goes away in less than a minute. Did you hear about this yesterday? But I was asking a sarcastic and a very sarcastic question to the reporters in the room about disinfectant on the inside. But it does kill it, and it would kill it on the hands, and that would make things much better. That was done in the form of a sarcastic question to the reporters.
Right. Here to help us try to understand the president and this White House's decision-making process is former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci. So, Anthony, the president...
April 25th, 2020.
He's not holding a briefing today. Multiple sources tell CNN
Trump's
that
nuts.
Some of his...
Here's Roger Goodell.
That brings us to the conclusion of round one of the 2020 NFL Draft. Before we close, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for joining us this evening. Thus far, the NFL family has raised more than $85 million, including millions still being raised for COVID-19 relief efforts during the draft-a-thon. And we've only just begun. So keep the donations coming, and you can keep the booze coming too. Please be sure to join us back here on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the NFL Network tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for being with us.
The commissioner closing the first round, second and third rounds coming up on Friday night. And just as they were to start this draft, the Bengals will be on the clock first. A night for Joe Burrow, the Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, #1 overall pick in the draft, going to Cincinnati. For everybody here at ABC, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow night for rounds 2 and 3. This is an iconic night on the American sports calendar.
The first ever virtual NFL draft. The Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, the second pick. Chase Young. The Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa.
Getting that call, it was just a joyful experience.
Go! Go!
It's amazing, man. I've worked my whole life for this.
Come on. Get easy.
Come on. Come on. You got it.
Dakota News Now.
Good evening. I'm Kelsey Passold.
Glad to have you with us tonight. I'm Brian Allen. This evening we are learning more about what it looked like inside the Smithfield Foods plant in Sioux Falls, where more than 800 employees have now tested positive for COVID-19. That is our top story on this late edition of Dakota News Now. We're getting our first look at the official Centers for Disease Control report that was filed after federal inspectors visited the plant last week. In that report, inspectors say they were not able to get information about the workstations of employees who had tested positive for COVID-19. The report also mentions what Smithfield referred to as a responsibility bonus of $500 offered to workers who didn't miss any work from April 1st through the 1st of May. That report says if an employee had a fever or symptoms consistent with COVID-19, they were sent home with 2 weeks of paid sick leave. They were also given an informational packet written in English, even though the report says 40 different languages are spoken by employees at that one facility. Recommendations made in the 15-page report are discretionary and not required or mandated by the CDC. This is drawing concern from the president of the union representing some Smithfield employees.
We'd like to see the Department of Health go ahead and mandate them. But look, I mean, the reality is that Smithfield management didn't really move on a lot of these things until there was community pressure, until there was pressure from the union, from the community, and from local elected officials.
Dakota News Now reached out to Smithfield's corporate office about this report, and we received this statement. We are in receipt of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report pertaining to our Sioux Falls, South Dakota facility, which is closed indefinitely. We will thoroughly and carefully examine the report point by point and respond in full once our assessment is complete. That statement from Kira Lombardo, Executive Vice President of Corporate Affairs and Compliance at Smithfield Foods.
There are other facilities just like that, not just at Smithfield, but across the country, that are also shutting down or that are significantly reducing the amount of production. That's really going to impact our ability to feed the nation and the world over the next couple of months. We've got to find the appropriate move to, in a safe way, allow those employees to get back to work.
That is Senator Mike Rounds tonight, calling for plants like Smithfield to reopen as soon as safely possible. The closure of Smithfield and other packing plants nationwide could lead to the euthanization of 1.5 million hogs in the next couple of weeks, as there are no options to process that meat. Senator Rounds says the longer plants stay closed, the deeper the impact on the nation's food supply.
A follow-up tonight on a pair of South Dakota races that gained national attention. This weekend's races at Park Jefferson Speedway and Raceway Park in North Sioux City are going on as planned, but without fans there. The decision comes after Governor Kristi Noem encouraged people not to attend. Fans who bought tickets are getting refunds.
A very sad story from Mitchell tonight. Authorities there say a 6-year-old girl has died in an overnight house fire. Her 2 siblings rescued from the burning home. The house on North Wisconsin caught fire around midnight. Investigators at this hour still working to determine the cause. We're told 3 young kids were inside at the time. A neighbor was able to save 2 of them.
Couldn't make it back up the stairs to get the other one out of the other room. It's pretty smoke filled, and tried to go around the back with a ladder and couldn't get through to the window.
More information on this fire is expected to be released by the Mitchell Police Department sometime tomorrow.
Turning things over to weather now. Phil, how are things looking out there this evening?
Pretty quiet. There's a couple of lingering light showers over northeastern portions of South Dakota, south central South Dakota, maybe a couple of sprinkles, but that's about it. Let's take a look back at what was happening during the course of the day today. This is 6 o'clock this morning, not too much going on. Then some showers fired up in the afternoon, but they didn't amount to very much, and they're pretty much all done now. Just a few 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall, and we'll have, like we had today, we'll have the complete forecast for you coming up just a bit later on.
Thank you, Phil.
Okay.
98 new COVID-19 cases were reported in the state of South Dakota today. That brings the state's total number of positive tests to 1,965. But of those, 1,064 have recovered. Sioux Falls does remain the state's hotspot with more than 1,600 confirmed cases in Minnehaha County.
5 residents and 3 employees at Touchmark at All Saints Assisted Living Facility in Sioux Falls have tested positive for COVID-19. Touchmark representatives tell us they have implemented stringent cleaning, care, and testing procedures. So far, 90% of the 360 individuals who live and work at the facility have been tested. Representatives tell us that management is in daily contact with the Department of Health.
Well, we now know some nursing homes battling COVID-19 have had previous infection-related issues that were found during inspections. Our national investigative team looks at violation histories at facilities around the country. Lee Zurich tonight has our COVID-19 tracker.
A COVID-19 outbreak at a Kentucky nursing home.
I keep using the word surreal because it is a very surreal situation.
32 residents and 14 staff members test positive. 13 have died.
Other than pray, there's nothing you can do. And even that he's passed, there's nothing you can do.
Trayton Oak Towers is home to 150 residents in one of Kentucky's largest outbreaks in long-term care facilities.
We're all living in a pressure cooker, just normally, and then to have this happen, it's almost too much.
But one nursing home watchdog wonders if cases like this could have been prevented.
State government does not want to admit what's happening in these nursing homes.
Last year, Kentucky inspectors found Trayton Oaks Tower's lack of infection control procedures was so serious, residents' health was in immediate jeopardy. Federal records show the nursing home received the second worst score possible for the March 2019 inspection. The records show the facility corrected the failures within 9 days.
It's a huge concern.
According to our analysis of 3 years worth of state and federal data, this Louisville nursing home is one of 8 in the country that's currently dealing with COVID-19 cases after being cited for the most serious categories of failure to prevent infections. The others, homes in Florida, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, and Oregon. But most states aren't releasing nursing home statistics, so it's unclear just how many nursing homes cited by state inspectors are now facing outbreaks.
This secrecy is not helping anybody except the nursing home industry.
Our analysis found in the past 3 years, more than 7,300 nursing homes have been cited for failing to provide an infection prevention and control program.
So almost half of the facilities in the United States have been cited for this deficiency.
One of those cited, Life Care Center in Kirkland, Washington, the site of the country's first nursing home outbreak. According to a March 16th inspection this year, the federal government found the most serious deficiencies to be widespread, constituting immediate jeopardy to resident health or safety, an inspection that came too late for the 35 residents who died in the home. Lee Zurich, Dakota News Now.
Investigate TV reached out to all of the facilities with violations that now have coronavirus cases. Those named in this story did not respond. To see statements from others, go to investigatetv.com.
For weeks, we've been showing you what local and state leaders are doing during this pandemic, but what's happening at the federal level? Beginning next week, we're teaming up with our news partners in Rapid City to hold live town hall events with each member of South Dakota's congressional delegation. First up is Senator Mike Rounds. You can watch that event.
Contract will be a certainty. Well, tonight was round 1 of the NFL draft, and the Vikings had a couple of picks. Now, Cincinnati went first, and they took Joe Burrow, the quarterback, the guy who actually wanted to play at Nebraska, but Scott Frost didn't want him. Arguably the best year of any college quarterback ever last year. Vikings then took a guy he threw to, Justin Jefferson. He caught 111 passes last year, 4 touchdowns in the first half of the national championship game, and then they traded the 25th pick to the Niners, still picked up a really good, solid cornerback at number 31 in Jeff Gladney of TCU. He's not big, but he is sure strong and should be a real plus for their defensive backfield. And let's quick go to the draft picks, 1 through 5. Joe Burrow, Chase Young. Those pretty much went as expected, although that's incorrect. Tua went number 5. Justin Jefferson, Jeff Gladney, and Clyde Edwards-Hilaire, the running back from LSU, rounded out. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs. And by the way, the Twins won their 8th straight today, as they are now 16-10 and tied for first. Phil is back with a final look at the weather right after this.
Former Augustana Vikings center Jake Lucina will look to follow in his dad's footsteps by signing with the Minnesota Vikings. Now, his father Corbin also played for Augie and went on to an 11-year NFL career as an offensive lineman from 1993 through 2003, playing 4 seasons with the Vikings. Jake capped an All-American career last season by winning the Remington Award as the top center in Division II. As for the rest of the Vikings draft, they made 11 of their modern-day record 15 draft picks today. All defense early on with DJ Wanham, James Lynch, Troy Dye, and Harrison Hand. They also began to pick up some offense in the 5th round with KJ Osborne and Blake Brandel before going back to defense with Josh Metellus and Kenny Wilkes. They did take former Iowa Hawkeye quarterback Nate Stanley in the 7th round before rounding things out with Brian Cole and the 2nd and Division II offensive lineman Kyle Hinton. Over the last couple of years,